and welcome to our podcast USP, Unfolding Startup Potential, where we deep dive into the stories of founders and leaders who are shaping the world of AI. I am Chetna, and for today, our guest is someone who's making the world speak the same language. She has built a powerhouse of dubbing, translation, and localization for global brands. Please welcome Prithvi Jain, founder of VerboLabs. Hello and welcome, Prithvi.
Hi, Chetna. Thank you so much for inviting. It's been a great pleasure.
Great. So, Prithvi, let's start from the beginning. Tell me about yourself, your childhood. How was it?
Okay, so I've been brought up in Udaipur. That's where my parents lived, and we have our hometown there. So yeah, I was a curious child always, and I used to be a topper in school. So that was a plus point.
No wonder.
Yeah, and then. I had an intense love for languages. I used to write poetry in English, Hindi, and you remember the times when there were a lot of bomb blasts in India and all that. So I wrote a lot of poems, and they got even published in newspaper and all that. So that is the time when I got attached to languages, and slowly when I went into college for my chemical engineering. I got a lot of information about what's happening around the world in terms of career, what are the different careers that anyone could take. And I saw a huge white space in India where there were not many translation companies or language companies as such. And a lot of work from India was being outsourced to the companies around the globe. And then they were hiring freelancers from India who were being paid very well. So I thought that, yeah, because in India, translation is not taught as even a certification or a degree course, and it's just like a normal skill set that anyone would have. But in India, since we speak so many languages, people know these languages so well and all that. So I thought, let me try and start into this, and I started translating content myself. I took up some freelancing jobs and all that, and yeah, after that. Step by step, I built up some teams for some of the languages, and we started with Tamil, Telugu, and all these languages. I started taking tasks, and then I formally established the company where we work in 120 plus languages right now.
Wow, that's amazing. So, you yourself, I think, knows few of the languages?
Yeah, I know Hindi and English well.
Apart from that?
No, apart from that, I know a little bit of Kannada because being in Bangalore, so I learned that. And Gujarati, I can read Punjabi. So, but that's not a level that anyone would want in a translator. It's just basic skill set that I have.
Okay. So, what kind of challenges you're solving at VerboLabs? One
Okay,
which you mentioned about is translating into different languages.
Yeah.
Apart from that,
Okay, so that's primarily the challenge because see there are a lot of companies across the globe, and they want to reach out to more and more people. In India itself, we speak in 22 languages and more. These are scheduled languages, right? So there's a huge need for businesses to speak in more languages so that they can reach out to more people, and even for the brands coming to India from outside of India, they want to establish themselves here. So they need localization. It's not just translation, but they need to understand the culture of India. How do people talk? What do they like? What does this color signify? Right? So white color, suppose in a TV show and all that, of course, it's been long time, like 15, 20 years ago. But in TV shows, we used to see that if somebody's husband had died, they would be wearing white and all that.
but in
But
Western
in
culture,
Western culture, it's worn on the wedding day, right? So there's a lot to understand in terms of culture of a region, and that is where localization plays an important role. Otherwise, things can get really messy. You want to translate something, and if it's literally translated and all that. So we consult companies, give them advice on how they can enter a certain market, what is the right time to enter a market, and we analyze, the data. What are the people who are interested in their business? What kind of things can work in which region, and accordingly advise them on which markets to enter. And
Okay.
when. And it's not just document translation, but we also dub movies. so that they can reach out to more people and audiences across the globe. And right now we are taking a lot of help from AI.
Yeah, even my next question was like, what kind of content you translate or dub? So when you said movies,
Yeah, so all audio, video, and text.
okay.
So text comprising of anything, right from documents, website, app localization, software localization. We don't realize it much, but companies have a huge requirement where they want to sell their software to different companies across the globe, right? But then they face this challenge wherein the software cannot be understood, and then so their Japanese or Korean clients cannot buy it, right? So then they come to us and we localize it into different languages. So this is text. Now coming to audio, so podcast, even the songs, like even the kid songs that you would see on YouTube and all that. So that we work with, and then we talk about dubbing, where full movies, TV shows, and even like multiple conversational kind of videos. So all that we translate and dub.
Great, great. And since we are talking about AI and its trends, can you just tell me your first interaction with AI, if you can remember?
Yeah, I think with AI, it's been like 2-3 years that we started hearing the word AI mainly in the mainstream market and all that, and we have used it. Of course, our company has been on the frontier to use the latest technology available and make it usable as such for the clients so that they can directly go to the market. So it's not like just a software provided to you as a client and then you have to deal with it and all that. We solve everything for you. So we make your product simplified, we make it localized so that you can directly go to a new market, whether it's through AI or through human. So talking about my first interaction, so that was years ago. I think when I was starting up, NLP was much in the trend, machine learning and all that. So I think that was the starting of AI.
Correct.
When lot of cases like the same text, if it has been translated by somebody else also, it gets stored in the memory, translation memory, and then whenever you want to translate the same content, it gets pre-translated. So I think that was the first interaction. And I knew that time will come where it will get refined and refined and it will be able to understand the context as well. At that time, I would say the accuracy was about 50%.
Okay.
Now it has, increased to 75-80%. It depends on the language, of course. There are some languages where still the accuracy is very low. And there are some languages where the accuracy is really high, like even 90%. So it depends on the language and how the model has been trained. But yeah, that was my interaction 7-8 years ago with AI.
Okay. And how has been your journey of being an entrepreneur yourself so far? And someone, since our viewers are all working professionals and few of them might want to get into entrepreneurship. So can you give us some advice on, how to get into this, how to crack this?
So my journey as an entrepreneur has been with lots of ups and downs. So if you're signing up for entrepreneurship, remember that you're not signing up for a fixed paycheck every month. So that you have to consider it. But then the rewards are asymmetric. So maybe in a job you can grow 10% or 15% year on year, but when you're starting up, it's like even it can go into minus. Or it can become 100x in 10 years. So it's asymmetric results. But yeah, if you can sign up for this kind of risk, go ahead. And there's a lot of challenge with regards to family life. So you'll have to sacrifice a lot of things. And people have said that, a lot of big entrepreneurs have said that they have worked like 70 hours a week and all that. So I can understand where they are coming from, because I have done that myself. And only if you can put in that kind of effort, maybe you should sign up for it. So, of course, you can balance family and work, but after a certain time. Not in the initial stages of your entrepreneurship.
And being a female entrepreneur is, I think, even more harder.
I'm very lucky in that sense because I have a very supportive family. My parents have been so supportive, and even when I started, they were like, "Okay, तू कर, like okay, you do it. We are there. जो होगा देखेंगे," and all that, right?
Great.
And even my husband, he's so supportive, and so yeah, I've been lucky, I would say. Otherwise, I've seen people, especially females, where they face a lot of challenge. Even in jobs, like they face a lot of challenge, like that you're working, so that's your wish. We have not asked you to work, so you have to manage everything. You have to do this and that. But that didn't come my way. Maybe I've been so lucky.
Yeah, that's nice. So one is no fixed paychecks,
Yeah.
no fixed working hours.
Yeah.
And what advice would you like to give for working professionals who are just entering into data science and AI? Is it worth going for it?
Yeah, I think that's the future, right? So even your company, which is an
Yes.
edtech company, right? So is training professionals, and people must have seen huge growth that they have gotten after learning in edtech.
So since our learners are getting into data science and AI, and what's your take on this? Whether they should go for it or they should learn some other skill?
See, you should learn whatever you feel determined about or excited about. That's my say. Now, coming to data science and AI in data science as well, it's a huge opportunity, and that's where the future is, right? Because all the industries are affected by AI in a good way for the businesses, maybe in not a very good way for the professionals who are not adapting to AI, right? So this is the time where you should advance your career. And even with your edtech company yourself, right? You must have seen a lot of case studies where people have grown from X to 10X.
Yes.
Just after, advancing their skill set, right? So I think it's necessary, and that's where the future is.
Great. And what's the big Gen AI shift you see in your industry and domain, especially, that will change the world of translation, dubbing, and localization?
Yeah, there's a huge shift with regards to Gen AI. So the AI itself, the generative AI, is able to understand the context in our industry. If I talk about, it's able to understand the idioms. It's able to understand the nuances, the cultural nuances as well, to a great extent. I would not say 100%, but to a great extent as compared to the previous machine learning and NLP models. So it's quite advanced in that way, and it is affecting the industry where, suppose you have a 100 rupees budget and you come to me and say that, hey, we want to enter the Japanese market and we have these 100 rupees. Now, prior to this, I would be able to do only little for your company because all human expertise will be required. But now, in the same kind of budget, maybe I can do everything for you, from your podcast to your website, app localization, even your courses, suppose, right? So there's a huge shift. The prices have gone down. So it's good for the businesses that they can enter more and more markets in the same kind of budget.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a
Even
huge shift.
Indian brands can go global.
Yes.
The global brands can come to India.
Correct. So I feel AI has, in a way, democratized. As you remember, like internet, right? So earlier you needed to have connections to be able to hear from people who were very knowledgeable. Now you just go to YouTube, type something, and people from the top in that industry will come as a result, and you can watch and learn from them, right? So this is how learning has been democratized by YouTube, by internet, right? And now is the next stage wherein even if I don't know coding, I can create an app, I can write code, I can enter new markets, I can do a lot of things in business. So that is the shift which is taking place. And now you cannot say that, hey, I don't have this many enough resources and all that. If you are smart, if you are a quick learner, you will learn through internet, and then you will be able to implement it through AI. So implementation has become really easy using it.
Understood. And Prithvi, we see that there are extensions on Google which translates into different languages which you want. So how is that different from what VerboLabs is doing?
Okay, so VerboLabs is a wholesome solution to
Okay.
your language requirements. When you talk about Google extensions and all that, they translate to a certain extent. Their accuracy also varies from tool to tool. So if we talk about Google Translate, the accuracy would range between 50-60% max because it doesn't understand the context, it doesn't understand the nuances. If we talk about ChatGPT on all the advanced AI tools, they are able to crack it to 70-80% accuracy. Now, what about that 20% accuracy? Still, if that 20% accuracy is not there, it can create a huge problem for a brand, right? Because all that brand positioning and everything can go haywire if it's not done properly. So that is where VerboLabs come in. We have a strong base of 13,000 plus human translators over 120 plus languages. So any language you need, we of course pre-translate it using AI, but then we have a human layer of thorough check, which ensures 100% accuracy. Because I think 100% accuracy is required. Yeah, you
Correct.
cannot work with 80%, but still, it solves to a great extent. AI can help.
So yeah, in a way, humans cannot be replaced 100%.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not looking for that great quality, maybe you can think of replacing and just pushing your content. But I believe if you are a brand which has its positioning and who wants to deliver only quality, they have to take care of it. And especially in certain sectors like life sciences, like medical, right? Medicine.
Yes.
So, and even engineering and all
Yes.
these are important make or break kind of things, right? If the meaning goes wrong, the whole thing can collapse. So yeah, those are important industries. Maybe with entertainment, it's fine.
Yeah. And which is your favorite industry to work with?
I love all the industries that we work with. We do a lot of work with fintech.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's because of my interest as well in finance and all that. I've loved it from my childhood. So yeah, fintech is a very interesting industry to work with. We have like excellent language experts in that, domain specialists, and apart from that, we do a lot of work with media and entertainment, where we dub movies and translate subtitles and scripts and adaptation of scripts.
You mentioned you used to do this work earlier by yourself. So do you still translate?
No.
Or are you missing that?
I can translate, of course, but I do not because I manage the company and I think I like that more over a period of time. So
You want to solve big problems.
yeah, you can say that, or maybe yeah.
So
But I still love languages. Yeah.
What's your biggest challenge as a founder?
Challenge, it's just sleepless nights, a lot of work, but then a lot of excitement as well. If you're excited about what you're working on, then you'll not feel tired. And yeah, I mean, it's very exciting in a way, but see, the curve of entrepreneurship goes like this. So there is no straight line.
Yeah,
you know.
correct.
It's not a 45-degree straight line to go there, but it's a lot of ups, downs,
It's like a roller coaster, right?
Yeah. So someday I am on like so excited and so happy. Oh my God, we have done this and we have gotten this deal and all that. And some days I'm like, oh no, what will happen next? So yeah, that keeps happening.
Great. Let's forward it to 2035. What do you think the world looks like to you?
I think, okay, if we talk about the terms of AI, so there will be a lot of transformation just in these 10 years. So right now, the world that we see are, a few big companies employing lakhs and lakhs of employees. Later on, after 10 years, we will see a lot of small companies solving big problems with a very limited number of employees. So we'll see companies which are doing $1 billion revenues with 2 employees, with 5 employees and all that. So that will be the transition. And because the entry barrier to start has gone so low with the help of AI, because you can, if you're smart enough and all that, you can really crack it and you can build anything yourself without dependency on 100 developers team and all that. So it has become really easy. So you will see a lot of founders, you will see a lot of entrepreneurs, smaller companies and all that doing good. So that is what I can see in terms of AI.
Okay, and in terms of localization, like what does the future looks like? What do you think will happen next in your domain or industry?
So I think with regards to localization, suppose right now out of 1,000, maybe 10 companies are localizing their content. So going forward, after 10 years, almost all companies will be available in all languages, all geographies, and will be localizing their content. Because it will become, again, so easy, right? Because the cost has reduced with the help of AI. So you'll just layer your AI with human, maybe the cost will reduce to a great extent within 10 years, and then you will be in a lot of markets serving a lot of people. So it's not like I'm an Indian company, I'm only in India and I'm primarily in India, or 90% of my revenue comes from India, but it will be well distributed across the globe.
I think the borders will be a little blurred out.
Yeah. It's getting blurred out slowly, right?
Yes. So, Prithvi, if you weren't building this company, VerboLabs, what do you think you would be doing right now?
That's a tough question. I've never thought about it. But growing up, I was always good with numbers because my father is a CMA, and then I don't know, it's right from the childhood, so I was good with numbers and everything. And I'm always interested in understanding other person's business. And so maybe if not VerboLabs, some other company.
Okay.
So yeah,
Into finance, maybe.
into finance, maybe. Yes. Yeah, maybe.
Glad you chose VerboLabs. It's like very innovative then.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I just love
Yes.
the company that I built and the team that we have, a strong 80 plus employees team. So they're really passionate about their work, and I'm happy that I'm able to transfer that passion into them, like create some replicas of me and then work together as a strong team, like passionate team and all that. So yeah, my team is really my like backbone.
They're lucky to have you then.
I'm also lucky to have them.
Great. And any one good habit or any book you like to suggest to our aspiring founders?
Okay, so I think Alex Hormozy is a great founder. He teaches you sales, starting up, marketing, etc. So I've read some of his books, and I think you can read too. So $100 million. So his books are like $100 million money models. Lead magnet, etc. So you can start following him on YouTube. I'm sure you will learn a lot from him.
Let's move on to our fun segment, this or that. So I'll give you two statements and you have to choose either one of them with one line reason, like why you chose that.
Okay.
Yeah. Translation or dubbing?
Dubbing, because you can completely transform the experience.
Robots as colleagues or AI only assistants?
AI as colleague?
Okay, yeah. AI first approach or human first approach?
Human first with AI as its like base.
Okay.
Yeah, so
as
integrating both of them.
So
But
AI's
humans-
work validated by humans.
Yes. But I would say humans at the forefront of it, because without humans, it will be 80% accuracy. If you want to reach 100%, it will be with humans only.
Perfection or speed?
Both. Because sometimes you're just perfecting the things and you lose track of time and the moment is gone. So I think it's important. Both are important. Of course, you need to be perfect. I say, yeah.
Growth or profitability?
Profitability. Anytime.
Global clients or local market dominance?
Global clients. Because the profitability is high.
Yeah, it's all about money.
Yeah.
Okay, our next segment is AI hot take. I'll say a sentence and you have to say, like, do you agree or not?
Okay.
Or your take on that. What's one thing about AI in localization that everyone believes, but you think it's overrated?
Everyone believes that AI will completely replace humans. I think that's not gonna happen, at least for next 10 years, because if you need 100% quality, humans will still be the strongest force in languages.
Do you think human translators will ever be fully replaced by AI? Why or why not?
Not yet. But there will be a time when the accuracy by AI will reach maybe 95, 96%, and a very faster proofreading or just a final check will be required by humans. So we will reach that time, but not 100% as of yet.
If you had to bet on one AI tool or technology becoming the industry standard by 2030, what would it be?
Industry standard for our industry?
Anything in general, like any AI tool or technology that you think is like the benchmark that's going to be like mandatory till 2030.
Okay. I think it's really important for everyone to learn how to give prompts to ChatGPT. If you know prompting, you can use VO3, you can use Gemini, you can use everything. And there are advantages of each and every AI tool that has been built up. And also on the base of ChatGPT, you can always build more, like specialized tools for specialized industry with a proper or different UI. So that is what can be done. I think ChatGPT is quite a base of everything right now. And if you're into media, creative, anyway in that segment, so you should definitely learn like VO3, Gemini, Runway, even like Leonardo.
One area where you think AI should never be used in localization or content.
I don't think there's any area where it cannot be used. It should be used. It just depends on the accuracy. So, for medicine, pharma, life sciences, engineering, you will require specialized humans with domain expertise who will have to proofread it. And AI might give results which are like 50-60% accurate right now, but it's in the developing phase. So, it will get to 80-90 at some point in time. And also depends on the languages. But I don't think there's any segment where it should not be used.
But
It
as
can
you
be
mentioned,
used.
in medical sector, there's a high risk involved if you give
Yes.
AI 100% authority.
No. 100% authority cannot be given in any field. So what I'm saying is, it should be banned. That's not a way I would want to go. It can be used, but then with a lot of analysis and concern and all that expertise in hand.
Prithvi, can you suggest 5 tools which our viewers can learn in 2025?
Okay. So first of all, I would say because a lot of your viewers are also into data science and AI and all that, so they should know ChatGPT. That's the basic. I'm sure everybody knows that. Second thing is VO3. If you are into making videos and all that, if you want to start your podcast or your videos where you tell what you know about and all that, and also to edit, so you can use VO3, you can use Gemini for creating good pictures and editing and all that. You can use Leonardo. And if you want to enter into fields like you want to develop your app or something like that, you can use Replit, where just with drag and drop and all those features, you can start your own app and do it within a week time. So, but yeah, I'm telling the tools which I am aware of and we have been using, and there are a lot of things which might be different that we want to use. So yeah, just do your research, and internet is so democratized that you can research and learn.
So these tools are a little specific to your field.
Yeah.
Translation, editing, dubbing.
Yes. So these are quite relevant to us, where we also create videos for companies where we translate, dub, etc. So for dubbing, we also use 11 Labs. So
Great. And lastly, Prithvi, at Learnbay, we have launched this new feature called AI Collab Experience, where learners work on real time projects provided by companies or startups for a better experience. So, what do you think, is practical knowledge more important than theoretical knowledge?
of course. So I think that's a very good initiative by your company. So practical knowledge is a must. If you just have theoretical knowledge, that's never enough, right? Even if out of the theory that we read, like even if out of that 100%, we are able to experience ourselves like 10% of it and actually ace it, it's a wonderful situation. So yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Prithvi, for the wisdom which you have given to our learners and viewers. Thank you very much. And you might see this podcast in 120 plus languages, I guess. So we can actually do that.
So you want to do in multiple languages?
No, I'm just asking.
It's possible. So we have been working with creators like Ankur Wariko, Nikhil Kamat
nice.
for their WTF podcast, etc., where we have dubbed their podcast, their content, their courses using AI. So we have done AI dubbing where we have cloned the voices, and it's so perfect. It sounds so natural and human. So yeah, it can be done.
Good.